Chapter 711. Lily said timidly, "He's very scary, and hits me if he's upset with me. I'm very afraid of him." Wilbur did not know what to say. With how powerful this girl was, she would grow up to a powerful figure with proper training and would never have to be bullied by someone like that anymore. Maybe she was just timid by nature, or maybe it was her upbringing. After all, living under someone else's roof since you were little would definitely mess with one's psyche. Wilbur fell silent for a while before saying, "Would you like to come with me?" "Yes, I would," Lily said at once. Wilbur smiled, reaching out a hand to Lily. Lily looked at Wilbur shakily, slowly making her way up to him and putting her hand softly in his. Wilbur brought her over to Isabella and Ryder. "We're done here. We can head back now." Ryder and Isabella got to their feet, and the few of them left the castle in silence. There was nothing left in sight other than the countless skeletons. It looked like a gigantic cemetery, the air dreary and dull. "What should we do here?" Isabella asked numbly. It was the first time she had experienced anything like this and did not have a clue about what the next step to take was. Ryder frowned. "Just bury them." Isabella nodded, and the few of them headed in the direction they came from in the dark. It was almost 2 in the afternoon by the time they had returned to Tark City. Isabella treated everyone to a delicious whole roast lamb, and Wilbur had Ryder book afternoon flights back. Wilbur was in a hurry, desperate to study the Scepter of Death as well as Lily's powers. After they were done eating, Isabella sent Wilbur and the rest off to the airport in a reluctant farewell. Even after the flight had taken off, she remained staring out of the window blankly, as if lost in thought. Over at Sea Lake Island, Wilbur gathered everyone in his room before introducing Lily to them. Everyone was nothing but curious and fond of this timid girl with extraordinary powers. Faye looked at Lily before saying, "You can come to me if anything happens in the future, all right? Don't be scared." "Okay," Lily said, nodding weakly. Eileen smiled. "You've got a precious one." "What makes you say that?" Wilbur asked. Eileen said, "The soulless are able to shift the air around them to be immune to spiritual energy completely. That's how they're able to be immune to spiritual energy attacks." Wilbur nodded. "Yes, but her powers seem to only come out under pressure. Do you think there might be a way for her to control them?" "I don't know about that," Eileen replied with a smile. Wilbur nodded and smiled in response, but another question was raised in his head. Wilbur had memories of the dragon cell but knew nothing about the soulless, so how did Eileen know about them? Even so, he did not ask much, merely saying, "All right, everyone, get some rest. Don't scare the poor girl." Lily's head was bowed with so many people crowding around her, not knowing what to do. The crowd left one by one, and Faye settled Lily down in a room next door. Wilbur fell deep into thought alone in the living room before entering his demiplane. The flame serpent scampered over to cozy up but was kicked aside mercilessly by Wilbur. It cried out in indignance, curling into a circle in the corner. Wilbur picked up the Scepter of Death, taking a closer look at it. This was definitely a godly weapon, holding a terrifying level of the power of death. Even Wilbur himself had not been able to withstand it, nearly losing his life. This deathly power was a form of spiritual energy as well, and a terrifying one too. Wilbur hesitated, wondering if he should cultivate its energy. With the spiritual furnace, Wilbur would surely be able to absorb its energy and cultivate it. It was just that he did not understand this form of energy very well. What if something dangerous happened?